Chargers.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Chargers offense set to go to work. Leading that offense, the rookie from Oregon who was drafted number 6 overall, Justin Herbert.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
Herbert on first down now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Justin Herbert looking to pass. On the screen, this is Eckler. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So likely a 3-and-out on their opening drive. That's not a good omen for a team that's lost 3 straight games.
Too many threes that you're mentioning right there. That's a number they've got to get off of. And the big risk you're running right now is discouragement amongst the ranks. How do you keep them up? How do you keep them motivated? They've got to dial up something to give themselves some confidence.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now we see the 14-time Pro Bowler, maybe the greatest to ever play the position, Tom Brady, getting set to lead this Buccaneer offense.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
It was good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you got to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
First down, Brady. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Now you think about Tom Brady and these Chargers. For a long time this offseason, the thought was that L.A. might be a leading contender to land his services, what with the new stadium opening and all. But in the end, the Chargers got their quarterback of the future in Justin Herbert. And Brady wound up in Florida. Running on first down is Fournette, but he can only manage a yard or so before he's brought down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the gun on third down, Brady. He gets it to Brown, complete. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Now Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. They'll try again with Jones. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for third and goal. And Murray's still down. Maybe shaking up that go-around. Let's hope he's all right. We'll check on his status when we get back. Third and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. Brady's going to sneak it, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Tom Brady, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point put through by Suckup, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and get something big and get things going in the excitement area.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Herbert. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Brady. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A 1st down run there by Fournette as he'll get this forward for a gain of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Brady. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Brady to his tight end, Braid, for the Tampa Bay 1st. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. This is caught. Gronkowski. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Extra point try now for Succop. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 12 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And down he goes. A Buccaneers sack. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
If Jason Pierre-Paul just manages to stay on the field and play 16 games, we could have double-digit sack numbers and then some, because over his first 2 seasons in Tampa Bay, 21 sacks, earned himself a new contract, but hasn't been fully healthy. If Jason Pierre-Paul is that guy, look out. We'll see more plays as we just saw there.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And his pass incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
3rd and long. It's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try to take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be 1st, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Now Leonard Fournette. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Play action. Now it's Brady. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Not only is Joey Bosa a real load off of the edge, but his technical expertise really knocks offensive tackles off balance. 11.5 sacks last season. His goal each and every year, not just to lead his team, not just to lead the league, but to beat out his own brother Nick Bosa, who had 9 sacks with the San Francisco 49ers in 2019.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one. And
think they were above all week long, pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
First quarter with the score Buccaneers 14, Chargers nothing.
From the 50, here's Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
When I watched Mike Williams play receiver at Clemson, one of the things I was drawn to, his toughness. This is a guy who took some big-time hits out in the field as the #1 receiver and kept finding ways to make plays. And finally it's paid off for him, because in 2019, had his first 1,000-yard season in the NFL and averaged over 20 yards per catch.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now a toss, running left, Eckler. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Here's the Tampa Bay offense and Ronald Jones leading them out. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Decided to hand it off that time on the run pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
The Bucs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Brady. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Brady. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
Brady's pass intercepted by the Chargers. They'll take over.
Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st down, Chargers.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And right side, Henry's got it. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the linemen, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
With it is Brown. And he'll get this out past the 25 before he's out of bounds. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. Brady now on 1st down. A quick pass here to Godwin. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown. Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found the seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone, and the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed. It was out of his hands quickly. into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Succop for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
On second down, here's Herbert. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. It's third down and 8 yards to go.
The Chargers on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we're going.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Another try after the first down sack. Brady, a dump underneath to Jones. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. On their own side of the field, close to the 50, but their own side of the field, they only needed a couple of inches, and they were able to get it done.
And it doesn't matter whether you're a zone blocking team, a man blocking team, gap blocking, whatever you want to call it. When it's in this situation, it's really man on man, isn't it? Who's going to win the battle? And right there we saw it. At the point of attack, find enough yardage to pick up a 1st down. Give them credit for that one.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a second down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 26. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And he slings one that's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Chris Harris on the coverage.
Throwing again. Brady. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Now the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll go with McCoy. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Buccaneers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing now is Brady. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime, and what? All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Last week they defeated the Broncos, and they've got the lead here as well as they work with a 1st and 10. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jerry Tillery just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
They need to start to get back into this game, and here's what right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. From the gun, it's Brady. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and it's third down.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
On third and long, it's Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Uses the spin. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
Take over first and 10.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tough...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Like how they started the third quarter where they forced a penalty in the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. To try again after the sack. Brady. And he rifles one incomplete. The tight end Cameron Brate was the target. And now it's 3rd down.
Chris Harris on the coverage.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. There to stop him was Carlton Davis.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Well, they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
When Hunter Henry entered the league, people were really looking for him to establish himself as one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Ability to run and catch and make plays in open space. But the biggest obstacle he's had is just staying on the field. Ended up missing all of 2018 due to injury. When he's right, he is one of the better tight ends and better targets in the AFC West.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And this will be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL,
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
Well, that's into the hands of Eckler.
And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Rosa's kick is good. And that will close the gap down to 14. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
Different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
The Chargers take over first down.
L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
With Melvin Gordon moving on to Denver, Austin Eckler is officially the Chargers' #1 option at the running back position. Gordon spent a lot of time holding out last year, and Eckler took full advantage with a breakout season. 92 receptions, 993 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He was in the top 10 in the league in receptions, receiving touchdowns, and all-purpose yards.
15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Out of the gun, Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
It certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. That is caught at the 7-yard line.
And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal. So they've got a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun, Herbert. This will be caught at about the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Makes the score Buccaneers 24.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Justin Jones there on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Fournette, a first down carry. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Decent start to the drive there. Of course, they need the touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
Yeah, those guys are into it. How about the guys on the sidelines? You see the coaches signaling, all the personnel groups up on the sideline, ready to go in and out of the game. They've got to condense their time now in order to try and get back into it.
And he's got his man on the out route. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First down, Chargers.
From the gun, Herbert. And he's got his tight end complete. It's Green. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Henry's got it out on the left side. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The Chargers on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. Here it's 3rd and 3. He stiff arms him. He's got a man. It's Williams.
And the Chargers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Still first down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. Herbert throwing again. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down.
You know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Second and 10. Here's Herbert once more. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made. No grounding. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Rosas' kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Play action. Now it's Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. But he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Brady. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Herbert now to throw. And he finds Stills, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. And now it's 2nd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
From the 50, here's Herbert. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that is incomplete.
There's been a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough